F3. Yeah, the top one is F3. Here, these are all the absolute relative power ratios. The top is F3, the bottom is F4. Yeah. Then we go over here, we have P3 and P4. Here, the top is P3, the bottom is P4. For each channel, we have 8 absolute powers, 8 relative powers, and 10 power ratios. That's 26 numbers. So we have 26 numbers 4 times. Those are the power or amplitude-based numbers. We have it for F3, F4, P3, and P4. Then for the connectivity, we have 6 paths. Here we have connectivity for F3 and F4. That's asymmetry, coherence, and phase. So this is the frontal connectivity. This is the frontal lobes and the connectivity going on between F3 and F4. This section is F3 to P3. So this is left hemispheric, intrahemispheric connectivity. This is F3 to P4, which is one of the first diagonals. Left frontal to right posterior or parietal connectivity. This one here is F4 to P3. So we have right frontal to left parietal posterior connectivity. This section is F4 to P4. That gives us the right intrahemispheric connectivity. Finally, we have P3 to P4, which is the posterior interhemispheric connectivity. So this one protocol is monitoring 4 separate sites. For each site, we're getting 26 amplitude or power-based metrics monitored as z-scores. And for each of the 6 possible ways to connect them, we have 8, 8, and 8. That's 24 connectivity metrics. So what we're seeing is there's something going on here in the front. There's a little hypocoherence between F3 and F4. They're not talking as much as we're normally used to seeing. At the same time, there's excess beta at F4. There's right frontal beta activity, which is being seen. These are the components that are lighting up primarily. We do see a little bit here, P3 and P4, what's indicating as a little bit high beta, 15 to 18, we're like 1.2 standard deviations. It's not very significant. This is really where the findings are. And it's when these qualities are moving more toward normal on an instantaneous basis, that's when the feedback is coming. Okay? So it's guiding her and telling her when these guys tend to be more in the middle of the road, that's when the animations and sounds are coming. Yes, Steve?
When you pick
percent Z okay.
Percent Z okay, are the things like the sum channel and the 4-channel sum method and all that, are those automatically set?
Well, they should be left off. No, they're not automatically set.
But they would be left off.
Leave them off. Absolutely. When you do z-score training, it's absolutely essential that you acquire the monopolar channels. You do not use sum channel mode. You don't do anything obscure. You can certainly save the EEG to the disk, right? That setting. But no, you do not want to monkey with it. In fact, if you do, that's a good way to not do it right.
So if this were set for some other program, it would use the default settings when you brought up that training. You know what I'm trying to say?
You mean different sites?
No. If you had set this for some other training,
some other protocol.
Some other protocol.
Sure.
It would go back to the default when you plug this in because it's using the default number.
Correct. Okay. Once you redo the settings file and click Z% OK, it's going to put everything where it needs to be.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. The protocol design includes everything. As you saw when we loaded it, it said 2 channels, C3, C4. So all we had to do was say no, it's 4 channels, F3, F4, P3, P4, and we're done. Everything else is done at the lower level of the Z-score software. Yes?
I had 2 questions. One is, can you still see all the lights on the resistors from the front of the lamp?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see them all.
Well, I just wondered.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, there's some green. I see a little bit of yellow, a lot of green.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
The
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.